nearlydanish.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, so this is mock test 2. Okay, so this is a frequently asked question. There's 5 regions. If you've been coming to the sessions, you've definitely seen this question before. And as the numbers show, 143 of you know the answer. So well done. I hope that the numbers will look like this for the rest of the test. All right. So the Socialist People's Party was created in 1959, and it was created by a group of people that used to be members of the Danish Communist People's Party. All right, on to the next one. This is a brand new question, never been asked before. All right, so we are beginning to see people's weak spots. 92 people got this wrong. Well, there's not much else to say. This is just the name of the first wind turbine park and when it was built. So it was built in 1991. Well, it was completed in 1991. 92 people got this wrong.
Now you know what you don't know.
Where is it? So someone is asking, where is it? That's a task for you. Go and find out. It's in the book. So open the book and look for it. On to the next one. Right, another weak spot. 69 people got this wrong, so the king decided to scrap the absolute monarchy in 1848, and the following year, the constitutional monarchy was created. So the constitution was signed, and it went into force 1849, and that was done by King Frederick VII. All right, on to the next one. I can see there's quite a bit of movement in this top 5, but the usual suspects are beginning to show up. So we have Tao Ting, A1, Yenzeman, Milad, and TS. Lena is up 51 places.
Excellent.
Next one. You've seen this before. You know the answer to this. right. So for 34 people,
Now you know what you don't know.
fix that. It will show up on your profile. This is about Christian the Fourth, and he is arguably one of Denmark's most famous king. And he's well known for his love for architecture and the arts. All right, on to the next one. That was a combo breaker. Cassie is saying no sound. Can you guys hear me? Cassie, well, I guess she can't hear me. Check your sound settings. 1 second. All right. Moving on. What's this about? Okay, so this is about refugees and the people that were coming here in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So they were mainly from the Middle East, Sri Lanka, Somalia, and the Balkans. 29 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Fix that knowledge gap. It will show up on your profile and you fix it. Next one. You've seen this before as well. Okay, 30 people got this wrong. So the question is, as an employee, are you obligated to be a member of a fagforening? And the answer is no. However, a majority of employees in Denmark, about 70%, are actually members of fagforenings. I'll repeat again. The test is made, well, the first 35 questions of the test made up of a mixture of frequently asked questions and questions that have never been asked before. Now, over the years, the number of frequent, well, a long time ago, about 2000 and between 2010 to 2021, the test was mainly frequently asked questions. So what does that mean? It means that if you practice with all the previous exams, you would pass the test. And actually, that's what I did. And that's how I passed in 2019. However, they figured out that that's what people were doing. And they decided to make the test more difficult. How do they do that? They started adding questions that had never shown up in any of the previous tests. So for you to pass this test, you need to familiarize yourself with all the frequently asked questions and familiarize yourself with all the new questions. And the way you do that is basically go and take all the quizzes on the website. The thing I showed you guys in the beginning before we started, that's the formula. At least that's the one I know that works. On to the next one. Uh-oh. All right. So the Supreme Court in Denmark has existed since 1661. So it's existed since the absolute monarchy was created. This is a definite weak spot, and this is an example of a question that hasn't shown up in any previous test. I'm not surprised that a whole bunch of you got this wrong. As I always say,
Now you know what you don't know.
fix it. It will show up on your profile. On to the next one. So, the First World War, during the First World War, Denmark was neutral. However, the Danish people that got involved in that war were the ones that were from Schleswig. So you could basically they identify as Germans. And well, the ones that did identify as Germans got involved in the war. And that's what this question is about. A majority of you got this right. Round of applause. Okay, we're getting to question number 10 now. Aha, you saw this in the previous Kahoot. On Sunday. Okay, so I guess 52 people were not here on Sunday. Well, this is about the context of this is collective bargaining. And the context of collective bargaining is the minimum wage. So there's no minimum wage in Denmark. So there is no legislated minimum wage. So the government does not set the minimum wage, unlike other countries like the UK or the US, where there is a minimum wage. The minimum wages are decided by collective bargaining. So organizations that represent the employers and organizations that represent the employees come together and negotiate and decide on how much people should be paid minimum in different sectors of the economy and different industries. The main organization that represents the employees is FH, and it's Fagbevægelsens whole organization. And the main organization that represents the employers is Dansk Arbejdsgivernes Organization, DA. So sometimes you will see in the questions they just say FH, or sometimes they just say DA. So in case that shows up in the actual test, you know what they're talking about. Moving on to the next one. All right, we have Tao Ting, Yenzemand, A1, Milad, and Leo. So these are the usual suspects. I've seen these names before. I'd like to see some new names in the top 5, but that's just me. However, I have to say that doesn't take away from the work that these guys are putting in. It just shows that these guys have been practicing a lot and they perform really well in pretty much all the Kahoots we've done up until this point. So a round of applause to you guys. Let them be an inspiration. They're not just fast, they're actually accurate as well, because you get points for accuracy and speed in these Kahoots. However, on the normal test, you only get points for accuracy. Anyways, Anu is back in the game 3 in a row.
Great job.
Next one. All right.
Excellent.
This is an FAQ. Only 13 people didn't know the answer to this, so not too many. For the people that got this wrong, fix it. It will show up. We have a static top 5 for the first time.
Static top 5.
Jax is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
What's the share? Okay, so someone asked, what's the share between new and FAQ in the actual test? So before, the share between FAQs and new was about 80-20. So 80-20 FAQs and sorry, 80% FAQs and 20% new questions. Now, sometimes it's 40-60. Sometimes it's 50-50. So I've actually seen a test where there were more new questions than FAQs. And that test, a whole bunch of people failed. That was one of the hardest tests, actually. So You know, I don't think they're gonna be. I don't think they're going to be trying to make the test easier. Anyways, moving on. All right. So this Babette's Gestabu is a movie I think is directed by Gabriel Axel, if I'm not mistaken. This question is from uh chapter 5. This is a new question, not an FAQ. So I don't think it actually has it been asked before. Well, if it has been, it hasn't been asked that many times. And he won an Oscar for this, and that novel that the movie is based on was written by Karen Blixen. I can see a majority of you actually got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know.
Now you know what you don't know.
That's a weak spot. A lot of people are weak in chapter 5. Please pay close attention to that. Yes, it means who was the writer of the novel. And but I think the movie is named after the novel as well. Actually, let me just check that. So if we look at people in the book, chapter 5, and we look at film, I think film is all the way at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Peter August. If I'm not, no. That guy, yes, there we go. So this is the guy, Gabriel Axel. He directed the movie, and the movie is based on the story written by Karen Blixen. All right. Moving on to the next one. You've seen this before, you know the answer to this. All right, the Red Stocking movement was an international movement where women were campaigning for gender equality in the 70s. All right, we have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
Dev N is back with an answer streak of 3.
Great job.
Next one. You can attend the test as many times as you want. Hopefully you don't have to. You only take it one time and pass. All right, this is top 5 most frequently asked question. You guys did not disappoint, so round of applause. Only 10 people got this wrong. 14 players reached an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
Next one. We are a quarter of the way through. Also frequently asked question. Oh, wow.
Wow! Great job.
Only 5 people got that wrong. A1 now at number 2. Next. Brand new question.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so another weak spot. 83 people got this wrong. So Inhels Liston was elected into parliament in 1994, and it was mainly people that were against the EU that voted for them. Yeah, there's not much else to be said about this, but this is another weak spot.
Now you know what you don't know.
On to the next one. Yenzeman took his spot back. Hopefully we all get this right. Okay, 20 people said no. Well, the answer is yes. So regardless of your religion, you're required to respect the law of the land. All right, on to the next one. Static top 5 again.
Static top 5.
RM is back in the game. 3 in
Great
a row.
job.
Next one. Top 10 frequently asked question. All right, so this is the question where the majority of you have actually answered correctly tonight. So round of applause. For the 3 people that got this wrong, this is an FAQ. So please get it right next time. The FAQs, you must know the answers to all the FAQs, okay? And when I say FAQ, I'm about to show you what I mean. So on your profile, you will find a section called Most Frequently Asked Questions. You click into that and you see them all. You must know the answers to every single one of these questions. There's about 200 of them, okay? And when you actually look at them, it shows you how many times it's appeared on the test or on the previous tests. So please have a look at that. And by the way, Huang, I need to give this guy a round of applause, man. This guy has basically completed the whole thing. So he's done chapter 1 to chapter 6, done the Danish values mock tests, previous exams. I'm going to be adding more, obviously, to Danish to mock tests. And I haven't added the current affairs section, but he's pretty much done everything. So this is how I expect your profiles, well, all of your profiles to look like this. Okay? Get your profiles to this point. And then you've increased your chances of actually passing the test. Next one. Brand new question. It was Hans Tausen that was spreading Martin Luther's ideas in Denmark. Okay, this was a tough round. We're almost halfway through. Oh, wow. Okay, well done.
Excellent.
Only a few of you got this wrong. Get it right next time. Static top 5. Well, you already know the answer to this. FAQ as well. Okay. She was an author. She's the most asked about author in the test. Only 3 people got that wrong. Now you know what you don't know. 28 players have reached an answer streak of 9. Wow! Well done. Talked about this before. FAQ as well. Okay, you have to be at least 13 years old to work outside the home in Denmark. 23 people got this wrong. Now you know what you don't know. Get it right next time. We are past the halfway point now. This is the most frequently asked question. Let's see how it goes for you guys. Wow, okay, this is actually worse than I expected. Okay, so this is arguably the most important question in the test. Okay, so this question has appeared the most in all the previous tests. It's appeared in at least 12 previous tests. So it has the highest probability of actually showing up in the next one. So you must know the answer to this. 1915 was the year that women got the right to vote in parliamentary elections. Okay, so please get it right. Fix that.
Now you know what you don't know.
All right, so A1 is now at number 1. Thou, Tin at number 2, Milad, Naza, and Yenzeman. 3, 4, and 5. Ella is back in the game.
She's on fire.
Next one. Seen this before. Also frequently asked. Yes, so 1973, a lot of things happened that year. One of them was the landslide elections, where a lot of new parties were voted into parliament, and a lot of them were protest parties. So 23 people got this wrong, 139 got it right. Round of applause to you guys. "27 players reached an answer streak of 8.
Great job.
All right, so the question is about who decides who a political party will put up for as a candidate for elections, and it's the party members. 47 people got this wrong. Next one.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Only 24 people got this wrong. 1974, there was Can't remember exactly what it was, but the price of oil went up and that caused an economic crisis in Denmark. Okay. NASA is now on the podium. Well done. Man, I actually forgot the answer to this. Let's see. Oh, I thought it was 96, but nah, 80. Anyways, it was 1976. So my guess was 96 or 86, and I was completely wrong. Anyways, majority of you got this right. Well done.
Excellent.
For the rest of the people that got this wrong, like I did,
Now you know what you don't know.
it's 1976.
Static top 5.
Ah, you've seen this before. Well done.
Great job.
Only 10 people got this wrong. Fix it. Talked about that a whole bunch of times, and it's a frequently asked question. Fish is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
6 hours a day? You serious? Now, that's a lot of commitment, eh? Wait, Cassie, what name are you using? So there are 24 episodes on and Matador. Okay, what's going on here? 97 people got this right. This is a brand new question, never been asked before, and not surprised that this number of people got it wrong. But everybody in the top 5 got this right, man. These guys are amazing.
Wow!
Well done.
Great job.
Question number 30. FAQ as well. This is an FAQ. I was expecting better numbers than this. Actually, okay, so it's asked in a slightly different way. So, okay, let me see if I can explain this. So, in 1940, the Germans came and occupied Denmark. They didn't overthrow the government. They demanded that the government works in partnership with them. The government agreed because they didn't have any choice. 3 years pass, and this partnership is still going strong. However, a lot of sabotage. Danish people started sabotaging. So they had the Molstand bevægelsen. Molstand, what's the word? I've forgotten the word in English. The resistance, yes. And actually, there is a resistance museum close to Kongens Nytorv. It's actually close to the Mask building. Anyways, so, and there were a lot of strikes in towns in Denmark, and the Germans wanted to start punishing people with capital punishment. The Danish government disagreed, and they were like, you know what, we're not doing this anymore with you guys, and they quit. And it was the department chiefs of the civil service that were now running the government at the time. That's what this question is about. I don't know if that made any sense, but That was just straight from my brain. On to the next one. Okay, this was a tough one. Some people in the top 5 did not get any points. Theo Best is back in the game with 3 in a row.
Great job.
Next one. So someone is asking, are all these non-FAQ quizzes online? Yes, they are. Everything is online. Everything is on the website. I repeat, everything is on the website. Okay? What's going on here? 37 people got this wrong. What's this question about? We go from the protest about it. Yes, okay. So yeah, the workers typically vote for the Social Democratic Party historically. And even now, most of the people working in the public sector vote Social Democratic Party. Anyways, 37 people got this wrong. On to the next one. We have a static top 5.
Static top 5.
We've got 4 more questions in history, and then we'll go on to current affairs. And these are actual current affairs. And for each of them, I will be discussing the theme of the question. So on to the next one. Aha. Yeah. Okay, this is a brand new question. Semi-frequently asked. I think it's been asked more than one time. However, there is a new commissioner. I've forgotten who it was. I think he used to, and it's gonna show up in current affairs. I'll put a question there. What, 78 people got this wrong. This is a weak spot. I have to check if this is still relevant, actually. Anyways, next one. Okay, Sergio is back in the game 3 in a row. We're almost at the end of the history one. Okay, this is a brand new question. Not surprised by these numbers. Well,
Now you know what you don't know.
next one. NASA is back in the top 5. We've got 2 more questions in history, and then we'll move on to current affairs. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, another one that didn't do so well. Pierre Kierkegaard. This is from chapter 5. So lots of new questions actually come from chapter 5. And he's one of the people that has never been asked about before. Let me see if I'm actually just talking nonsense. So Pierre, yeah, there we go. That's him. You guys have a look at this, people in the book. You can find that here. People in the book. And for chapter 1, everyone in the book from chapter 1 is mentioned there, chapter 5 and 6. In chapter 3 and 4, there's not that many people talked about. It's usually they're talking about concepts and stuff like that. Okay. Last history question. Before that, podium. Thao Ting, A1, Milad, Naza, and Yenzaman. The new name I've never seen in this top 5 is Naza. Well done to you, man. Round of applause. Ansi is back in the game 3 in a row.
Oh my! He's on fire!
Last history question. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay. This is chapter 1. So from 1448 to 1863, Denmark was ruled by the Oldenburgs, and they were the royal family at the time. I think the bloodline has changed. I can't remember what the current royal family is called, or maybe it's still them. I don't know. Can't remember, but that's an assignment for you guys. Find out. It's all in the book. Oh, it's chapter 6? Okay, good. Thanks for correcting me. Georg is making a comeback 3 in a row.
Great job.
All right, we're moving into current affairs. For each of the questions, I will be talking about the general theme. Historically, we've been able to actually practice. So in the last test, we were able to pinpoint 4 out of 5 current affairs questions. So we had practiced those questions in the mock tests. So you guys pay attention to this. I will be releasing, I'm going to be beefing up the current affairs section as time goes on. So keep an eye out for that as well. Okay, so the theme of this question is political parties and their leaders. I can see 68 of you haven't made that list. I've asked you to please make that list. Make a list of all the political parties that are in parliament right now, the year that they were created, who's the leader, and what's the year that they were elected into parliament for the first time. Make that list. You're definitely going to see at least one of these names in the current affairs section. All right, A1 has the highest answer streak of 36.
Perfect score.
Where can you find it? Oh man, okay. Sorry for laughing, but look, guys, everything is in the book. Absolutely everything is in the book. Okay? There is nothing I'm asking you to do that's not at your fingertips. You just have to put in the effort. I'm doing my best, to extract all this information and show you what the important ones are and stuff like that, but you have to make a little bit of an effort on your part as well. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is a no-brainer. Okay, so in the Paris, oh sorry, let me start that again. The theme of this is Danish excellence on the world stage, in this case, sports excellence. So usually there is a question about that in the quiz. There's been questions of when Victor Axelsen won the Olympic gold in Tokyo, when what's his name? Vingegaard won Tour de France. The Paris Olympics happened. They just ended last month. And Denmark won 2 gold medals, one in badminton and one in handball. But it's handball, the men's team. And after that, what's that guy's name? Michael, oh man, I don't want to say the wrong name, but he retired. And that also showed up in the current affairs for the previous test. So I'm expecting at least one of these. So either the Olympic gold medal for handball team, men's handball team, or the Olympic gold medal for Victor Axelsen. One of them is definitely showing up. All right, moving on to the next one. Michael Hansen. Yes. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the theme of this is official visits, either by a head of state, either by the king or the prime minister to another country, or the head of state of another country, meaning the king or a prime minister or president, visiting Denmark. In this case, the king of Lesotho, which is a tiny country in southern Africa. He was in Denmark in June, and he had come here to look at renewable energy or something along those lines. I don't think this is going to show up, but it fits the theme. So it's in here. So in case it does pop up, we know it. All right. So the way we're doing these current affairs is there's these themes that usually show up. So, we cast a wide net, collect all the information that matches that theme, practice it so that if it shows up, we know the answer. All right. Next one. Nobody in the top 5 scored any points. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. This is another weak spot. So the theme of this is the government. The government is made up of the prime minister and the ministers that he or she appointed. I will be putting up a quiz covering the government very soon on the current affairs. So keep an eye out for that. And we will have a session dedicated to the government. Keep an eye out for that. And we're going to have that session soon. Yeah, that's it. About this question, I repeat, the theme of this question is the government. All right, Lena is making a comeback with 3 in a row.
Excellent.
All right, so the theme of this is famous dead people. In the previous test, we had Søren Pape Poulsen, who used to be the leader of the Danish Conservative People's Party. He died, I think, from an aneurysm, brain aneurysm. And we practiced that and it showed up. This time, it's a former minister under the government of Jens Otto Krag and Anker Jørgensen. He died in July at the age of 92. Do I think this particular guy is going to show up? I don't think so. He's well known in political circles, but he's not like a Danish cultural icon or something. But it matches the theme, so it's here in case it shows up. Okay, I think that was it for current affairs. We're moving on to Danish values now. right. Majority of you got this right. This question is about gender equality. Someone is asking me if I can make all the questions, what? Wait, can you make questions about all the new info in the book? Yeah, I'm going to make questions, but not specifically for the new info. I'm just going to update the quizzes. So like I said, keep an eye out for, you might see that you've done a quiz before and all of a sudden the results disappear. If that happens, then I've updated that section. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, 7 people said yes. Anyways, this is about domestic violence. It's illegal for anyone to be violent against their spouse, whether it's a man or a woman. By the way, the last 5 questions of the test are the most important questions. Okay, so you cannot afford to fail more than one of those questions. And if you do fail more than one, you failed the whole test. It doesn't matter if you got 100% in current affairs and 100% in history. If you fail more than one Danish values question, you've basically messed up the whole test. So please watch that video that I showed you. Let me see, can I find it? Watch the video. You can find it on the channel. So Nearly Danish TV, go to videos and sort by popular. Watch this video to understand how to approach the Danish values questions. We will have a session on Danish values as we get closer to the test. Right now, I'm just trying to drill you guys on, the history and current affairs. As we get closer and closer to the test, we start focusing heavily on Danish values. Okay, we have 3 questions to go and then that's it. Polygamy, illegal in Denmark. Next one. All right. Last one.
Static top 5.
Bauteng, Milad, Yenderman, A1, and NASA. 82 players reached an answer streak of 4.
Excellent.
Okay, so someone is asking again. Okay, so to pass the test, you need at least 36 correct answers out of 45 questions. Okay? Out of those 36 correct answers, at least 4 of them need to be from Danish values. That's it. Next one. Okay, that's a good question. So someone just asked, are the Danish values questions FAQ or do they make new ones as well? That's a very good question. The answer is yes. So I think the Danish values question started in 2021. And ever since then, They've repeated at least 3 or 4 of them. And have I put up the Danish values section? I think it's there. So you'll actually see the number of times they've been repeated, if I'm not mistaken. In any case, you should know the answers to every single one of the previous Danish values questions. However, sometimes they ask, well, not sometimes, all the time they ask at least 2 to 3 new ones. The trick is to understand how to approach the question. And if you understand how to approach the question, then, you know, it doesn't matter what question that's being asked, you'd know the answer to it. And that's what I discussed in that video. Okay, that was the last question, podium time. Yenziman at number 3. Nilad at number 2. And I think it's Thalting at number 1, right? Yeah. A1 at 4 and Nazar at 5.
NearlyDanish.com